First of all, no, this is not what I've been working on for the past 2 months. If I spent 2 months making this, I would gladly tell you all to unsubscribe because I would not be worth it. This is just a quick little video that I'm putting up while I work on the other video. Now, I told y'all in the community post that I made that you might get one upload from me because there's something that I've been dying to talk about for a long time. This is that thing. This is that video. But I am still working on the other video. Here's a clip to show you I ain't lying. I opened up the notifications tab and was flabbergasted. I had 1 retweet, 4 likes, and 20 quote tweets. They were fucking me up on Twitter. I mean, just beating my ass, brutalizing me viciously. Now, I'm making this video because I've been wanting to talk about this since I got back from Combo Breaker.
What? Yeah, you heard what the fuck I said.
Now, if you don't know what that is, Combo Breaker is a fighting game tournament that's held each year in the Chicagoland area. I went to that not too long ago, which is why I'm dripped out in the Combo Breaker gear. Come on now, you already know what it is. I'm rocking that designer Egyptian cotton 10,000 thread count Combo Breaker shirt, along with the bust down Combo Breaker lanyard, and we can't forget about the Combo Cup. You already know what I'm sipping on out of this. But anyway, as always, I got chapters in the description just in case you want to skip to your favorite part and you don't want to hear me talk about how I went to Combo Breaker, enjoyed myself, and got some head from a cosplayer. Alright, so boom. So it was like the second day of Combo Breaker and I was wandering down the little vendor's alley, checking out some of the stuff that people had for sale, and I walked past a little cosplay booth. I spot this little Asian biddy cosplaying as Juri from Street Fighter. She had the whole cosplay down to a T. Hair was all done up, outfit was done just right, and she was mad flexible like Juri too, cause she had all her poses down pat. So you already know me. I'm like, such a bad bitch. So I activate my Mac Daddy Riz God mode and
got you niggas.
Alright, so for real this time, I decided to go to Combo Breaker with one of my other homies because I am a true fighting game player. What fighting games do I play? Well, let's see. Virtua Fighter, for starters. This game is fucking phenomenal. The deepest 3D fighter in existence. The granddaddy of all 3D fighters, and one of, if not the best 3D fighter there is. Do not at me on that. I also play DOA. I guess down in some DOA. I don't think none of you niggas could see me in DOA. Emery Reigns, I'm talking to you. Like, apart from Virtua Fighter, DOA is my game.
There really ain't many people fucking with me in DOA for real.
Stop the cap.
If I'm grinding, if I'm on my shit, bro, like 2015, if you wasn't Excalibur, Blades, MC, Quiggle, Hoodless, Killy, you wasn't winning.
Emery, that's because I wasn't around. If I was around back in the day during the Northeast Championships or the Winter Brawls or whatever, you know, back when Dead or Alive was in the competitive eye, if I was around back then,
you wasn't winning.
Just ask Dragon Ninja, he knows. We played some sets when I went to Frosty Frostings back in February. Bro literally put his stick down and said, bro, you are literally the best DOA player I've ever encountered. His words, not mine. I ran into Hoodless too while he was running the DOA 6 side tournament in Frosties.
There I am, Gary, there I am.
Funny story actually. I went to the ballroom that the DOA 6 side tournament was going on and I saw some people playing. Saw this dude with a skull cap on and a black mask. He was holding a phone. I walked over to get a better view and me and the dude with the hat on started talking about the side tournament and everything. Bro asked me, do you know who Hoodless is? I go, yeah, I heard of him. Bro sticks his hand out and goes, nice to meet you. So I was over here talking about Hoodless to Hoodless. Crazy. We didn't play any sets, but when I shook his hand, he was like, I can already tell you're better than me at this game. And this ain't just anybody, okay? We talking about the DOA 6 world champion. So if he's saying that, you already know what that's saying about the rest of y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, I'm too nasty. All right, let me quit playing. Let me stop playing right now.
Let me stop playing before I get my ass dealt with.
Oh, I also play Street Fighter, obviously. Street Fighter 6, 5, and Third Strike. I am a 2-pack of ass at Third Strike, but don't worry, I'm gonna get my skills up real soon. Just you wait. Shout out to my boy Johnny the Flash for all his Third Strike coaching so far. It ain't going to waste, my brother. I promise you. I play a bit of Tekken too, but yo, Tekken. But I'll get into that later. That's about all the fighting games I play. Moving on. Yeah, I bet some of y'all ain't seen that in a long time. So when I went to Combo Breaker, I competed in Virtua Fighter, Third Strike, and Super Dragon Ball Z. Yes, they have a competitive scene for Super Dragon Ball Z, and no, them niggas do not fuck around. Needless to say, I got my ass beaten almost every game. Virtua Fighter is the one game that I had a fighting chance in. I won my first match, lost my second one to Jacko RCB because this man outclassed me, and I lost my third match in a super, and I mean a super close game with my man Johnny the Flash. So I can safely say that I didn't go 0-2, and if you ever been to an FGC tournament, that feels much better than getting straight up washed. But other than that, I had a ball over at Combo Breaker. I got that tournament experience in, met some super cool people, especially in the virtual fighter community. Shout out to Tingleman, Paul, Tricky, Limey, Griffy Bones, the whole KDQ clique, Blaze, Assassin, Wreck, the homie Unrivaled, and all the other homies that I met there. Chilling with them was mad fun. We chopped it up, played some dope matches, got some ramen together, sipped on some of that choya. That shit was delicious. I still got my bottle too. But anyway, that's not entirely what I'm here to talk about. Yes, the trip was fantastic, but there's always that one thing, that one tiny issue, that tiny little niggle that exists just to ruin your experience. And that tiny little niggle for me and other virtual fighter players were Tekken players.
Goddamn, I'm glad y'all set it off. Used to be.
I thought the Smash community pissed me off, but after Combo Breaker, I got beef with the Tekken community now.
Oh, why you got beef with the Tekken community? What they do to you?
I'll tell you why I got beef with the Tekken community. These niggas is invasive as fuck. Bro, literally all 3 days of Combo Breaker, us virtual fighter players had to fight these niggas off our damn setups.
I can't let you get close.
I'm not joking. All 3 days. 3 days of constantly having to swat these niggas away from the dedicated virtual fighter setup whenever they saw an empty spot.
Ooh, I want the
Well, maybe they didn't have enough setups of their own.
Motherfucker.
These motherfuckers had 5 dedicated setups. They actually had 4. But still, 4 setups too little for these greedy ass niggas. Virtual Fighter had this one little setup in the corner of the venue.
Look, Gary, there I am again.
We had our one cozy little setup, and every 5 minutes these Tekken niggas start moseying on down to steal them all. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. I think it was on the first or second day. It was the first day because I remember I had to warn the homie Tingleman that we had to kick off the Tekken players if we wanted to play because they took over the setup. I was hanging around the virtual fighter setup, watching other people play. It was a bit early, so I left to go and explore the venue a bit. You know, check out the vendors, meet some people, chop it up, check out the arcade. They had a whole ass arcade in there, y'all. I kept checking on the virtual fighter setup to see if I spotted any of the homies that I knew, but every time I went there, I would notice that one setup would have Tekken on it instead of virtual fighter. It took about an hour for the entire virtual fighter setup to have Tekken players all over it, and it was like that until later in the day where more virtual fighter players started to show up and wonder why there were Tekken niggas all over the damn virtual fighter setup. We finally managed to scrounge up one setup for virtual fighter at the dedicated virtual fighter table, and that's where I got to play Tricky Eileen. Got my ass handed to me, but that's not important. After that, I started wandering the venue again, and I came back, and once again, the setup was overrun with Tekken players. That's when my man Tingleman showed up, and I had to warn him that we had to kick the Tekken players off of the setup if we wanted to play. We ended up having to pump fake our way onto a setup by asking if we could hop in after a set and then switching that back to virtual fighter. The second day, the same happened, only this time we had pulls to start, so they had to get up. But I could have sworn that towards the last few pulls matches, a nigga was playing Tekken on one of the setups. Towards the end of the second day and the final day, we had to start getting defensive and straight up telling these Tekken niggas, no! You cannot play Tekken here. These are the virtual fighter setups. Take that somewhere else. At one point, I remember Tricky told me to sit down at one of the setups, saying, if you don't sit down at one of the setups, they're going to take them. You have to sit down. The fact that I had to sit at the setup and fuck around in training mode just so these greedy ass Tekken niggas don't take the setup is crazy. I remember on the third day, one dude was even begging us. I'm not joking. Begging us to let them use the empty setup, and we had to keep telling them, no dude, y'all got 4 other setups. Go use one of those. Like, bro.
Really?
Then I remember earlier in the day, one of these Tekken dudes came over to us while we were playing and asked us for $2 that he could use for a money match. The fact that you are asking people for money to use in a money match tells me right there that you do not need to be doing any more money matches, dog. Whoever you're fighting against is getting rich off of you sucking at the game. Once you get to the point to where you need to borrow money to continue gambling, it's time for you to walk away. And I really hope he's watching this right now. Sir, you have a gambling addiction. Get help. The homie Tingleman ended up giving it to him, and he said he would give it back after he wins the match. And I told Tingleman right after, you're never seeing that $2 again. He never saw that $2 again. Bro came back later towards the end of the last day begging one of the other virtual fighter homies who also plays Tekken, or is he a Tekken player who plays virtual fighter? I don't know. Begging one of the other homies who also plays Tekken to run another money match with him, and I heard somebody go, bro, is this how you farm your bread?
That's what I'm saying.
What is wrong with you Tekken niggas? Why are y'all like this?
Well, come on, dude. If you aren't using the setup, it should be nothing to let them use it.
My ass. Once again, these niggas had 4 setups. Let's do some quick math here. So the Tekken players had 4 setups with 4 consoles at each table. 4 times 4 is 16. So they have 16 dedicated consoles. 2 people can play at one console. 4 times 2 equals 8. 8 people can play at the same time on one setup. Now do the math. 32 people can be playing Tekken at once on all of the dedicated setups. That's if I got that math right. Math ain't my strong suit, but I believe I got the math right. Now compare that to the one setup with 4 consoles on it that Virtua Fighter players had. Only 8 people can play at any given time, and with each setup we lose, that's 2 more people who can't play.
But bro, there was like hundreds of Tekken players. They couldn't all get a game in with that many people there.
Of course they couldn't. If you don't share the setups, I was watching these niggas play games and some of them was running infinite sets with a crowd of people around them. Like, bro, give the other niggas a turn. When we were down to one console and we had a bunch of people who wanted to play, you know what we did? We immediately started running first to twos. We wanted to make sure everybody had a turn. Now, I'm not saying the Tekken players didn't do that because I observed some of them in rotation, but there were a couple I saw who had been sitting at the same console for a hot minute. Now that I think about it, Cuddlecore was there. She was playing at one of the Commandeer setups too, and I remember it because I kept looking at her as she looked familiar, but I couldn't quite put my finger on who she was. There was a bunch of niggas surrounding her like she was Jesus too. My homie Assassin played her. I remember he came back to the other side of the table after the set, and he said that she told him pretty good for a Virtua Fighter player.
What's that supposed to mean?
What do you mean by that?
But I can cut her some slack because it was on the last day towards the end of the event, and they had broken down some of the Tekken setups. So the Tekken niggas actually had less setups to play on towards the end of the day. On top of that, I think she just got next on a game that was already going on. She didn't come over to us and say, hey nigga, hop up off that setup, bitch. So she gets a pass. But the rest of you Tekken niggas who were stealing Virtua Fighter setups at Combo Breaker all 3 days do not. Honestly, I don't know why some people think it's okay just to take setups that are clearly labeled for other games like they own the place. Now, during Combo Breaker, my boy Limey made a tweet, and after Combo Breaker, my boy Griffy Bones made a tweet. You're wondering why I put up tweet not found, huh? Well, that's because he deleted the tweet. Why? Because a bunch of Tekken players gaslit him into thinking that the Virtua Fighter station wasn't labeled. He made a new tweet after learning that the station was labeled, and niggas are just liars. I knew that the station was labeled. I could tell you the station number right now without even looking at it. 148. Now somebody go look in the program guide or find a picture of the Virtua Fighter setup at Combo Breaker and tell me I'm lying.
Combo Breaker happened a month ago. Why are you talking about this now? This old. You late.
Oh no. On the contrary, my dear friend, I'm right on time. I'm doing this before Tekken 8 comes out. Because if these niggas is acting this uppity about Tekken 7, a game that came out 8 years ago, I know I shouldn't talk as a Virtua Fighter player, but shut up. We ain't talking about me right now. We talking about y'all. Imagine how they're gonna act when they get a new game and we can't tell them shit. Nobody will be able to stop them then. Shoot, we can barely stop them now with us being Virtua Fighter players and all. Y'all know Tekken niggas don't f with Virtua Fighter. We need some help from the inside of the community to deal with this situation once and for all. Tasty Steve, my man, come on now, dog. First of all, I just want to thank you for lending your platform for us to stream Virtua Fighter Top 16. Because the way these Combo Breaker staff were talking, it seemed like we weren't getting streamed at all because they could barely decide which stage to put us on. So I gotta thank you for that. But I also gotta ask you to get your community under wraps. These is your people, Tasty Steve. These your niggas. I'm gonna need you to chime in on this issue that us Virtua Fighter players have faced. Cuddlecore, hey, you a dope ass Tekken player. I know you gotta have some pull in the community. I'm gonna need you to chime in on this situation too. Make a little tweet or something. Type out, dear Tekken players, stop stealing setups. Thank you. But now on a real note, I'm just messing with y'all. Y'all ain't gotta do that. Unless you want to. Nah, hold up. Ernesto from Button Check.
You should get in on this.
You should chime in on this. You talk about everything else in the FGC. Let's talk about these greedy ass niggas in the Tekken community. Matter of fact, you ain't even gotta do no work. I'll edit it in myself right now.
Couldn't look away from the train wreck. You can blame it on the tech or the disrespect before you play back. Button check. Button check.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another beautiful morning of checking these buttons. And guys, we got a lot of buttons that need to be checked today. As always, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that bell, that way you're notified of whenever I upload. And without further ado, let's check some buttons. And now for the first set of greedy ass Tekken player buttons that need to be checked. Tekken players, stop stealing setups. Stop it. Quit that shit. It's not funny. Stop. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Thank you all for the amazing love. We will see you soon, if not tomorrow, definitely the next day. And as always, I don't know what it is, but I know it's not gonna get better. It'll never get better.
You should kill yourself now.
All right, all jokes aside. If you've been on my channel before, you know I like to get facetious. I like to over exaggerate, hype stuff up, pretty much just meme it up, you know? It's all in good fun. Tekken community, listen, I know it isn't all of you guys. I'm specifically talking to the part of the Tekken community that decided to steal our virtual fighter setups all weekend at Combo Breaker. So if you weren't doing that and you aren't out at majors dirty snatching setups, then big ups to you, my friend. Keep that up. But if you were out here dirty snatching setups the whole weekend at Combo Breaker and then going on to tell people that the setup wasn't labeled when it clearly was,
you know what you are doing. I see what you are doing. I know what you are doing.
alright, that's the end of the video. I'm working hard on a nerdy black man / Daquan response video. Stay tuned for that. Thank y'all for all the support. It really means a lot to me. Thank y'all for sticking around even when I take hella long to upload videos. I try to speed the process up, but sometimes my videos become much bigger projects than I originally intend them to be, so it ends up taking longer. I had already originally planned to make a follow-up to the nerdy black man video, reacting to the minor controversy surrounding it, and that was just gonna be a quick little upload, but then I saw Mr. Wiltshire himself reacted to my video, and then he posted that shit on Twitter, and then that shit had people in his replies and my replies, and that's when the video became bigger than I originally intended it to be. There's so much that I want to say in response to his video. There's so much stuff that I gotta say on the topic alone. There's so much that I'm tired of seeing other people say about this topic, and there's stuff about this topic that I want to point out that not a lot of other people do. So once again, I thank you all for your patience. Thank you for all the comments you guys leave on my videos. As you can see, I try to heart every single one that I see because I love that people are getting some kind of enjoyment from my videos. So yeah, that's it. Video's over.